I thought the king had more affected the Duke of Albany than Cornwall.
It did always seem so to us, but now, in the division of the kingdom, it appears not which of the dukes he values most, for qualities are so weighed that curiosity in neither can make choice of either's moiety.
Is this not your son, my lord?
His breeding, sir, hath been at my charge. I have so often blushed to acknowledge him that now I am brazed to it.
I cannot conceive you.
Sir, this young fellow's mother could whereupon she grew round-wombed and had indeed, sir, a son for her cradle ere she had a husband for her bed. Do you smell a fault?
I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of it being so proper.
But I have a son, sir, by order of law, some year elder than this, who yet is no dearer in my account, though this knave came something saucily to the world. Before he was sent for, yet was his mother fair, there was a good sport at his making, and the whoreson must be acknowledged. Do you know this noble gentleman, Edmund?
お前はもう死んでいる。
My lord of Kent, remember him hereafter as my honorable friend.
女とガキをかばっては戦えまい。まとめてぶち殺してくれるわ。
I must love you and sue to know you better.
どこにも書いてないぞ。
He hath been out 9 years, and away he shall again. The king is coming.
Attend the lords of France and Burgundy, Gloucester.
I shall, my lord.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map, there. Know that we have divided it in three our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall, and you, our no less loving son of Albany. We have this hour a constant will to publish our daughter's several dowers, that future strife may we prevented now, the princes, France and Burgundy, great rivals in our youngest daughter's love, long in our court have made their amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, since now we will divest as both of rule, interest of territory, and cares of state. Which of you, shall we say, doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend, where nature doth with merit challenge? Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than word can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty, beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life, with grace, health, beauty, honor, as much as child ever loved or father found, a love that makes breath poor and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much, I love you.
What shall Cordelia speak? Love and be silent?
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forests and with champaigns riched, with plenteous rivers and wide-skirted meads, we make thee, lady, to shine, and Albany's issues be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife of Cornwall?
I am made of that self-metal as my sister, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only she comes too short, that I profess. Myself an enemy to all other joys, which the most precious square of sense profess, and find I am alone felicitate in your dear highness's love.
Then poor Cordelia, and yet not so, since I am sure my love's more ponderous than my tongue.
To thee, and thine hereditary ever, remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred of Goneril. Now, our joy, although our last and least, to whose young love the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive to be interest. What can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bound, no more, no less.
How? How, Cordelia? Mend your speech a little, lest you may marry your fortunes.
Good, my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit. Obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Happily when I shall wed. That lord whose hand must take my flight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure I shall never marry like my sisters, to love my father all.
But goes thy heart with this?
Aye, my good lord.
So young and so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth then be thy dower. For by a sacred radiance of the sun, the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operation of the orbs, from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever, the barbarous Scythian, or he that makes his generation messes to gorge his appetite, shall to my bosom be as well neighbored, pitied, and relieved, as thou my sometime daughter.
Good, my liege.
Peace, Kent! Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and thought to set my rest on her kind nursery, hence and avoid my sight. So be my grave, my peace as here I give, her father's heart from her, called France, who stirs. Call Burgundy, Cornwall, and Albany. With my two daughters' dowers digest the third, let pride which she calls plainness marry her. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and all the large effects, the troop with majesty, ourself by monthly course, with reservation of 100 knights, by you to be sustained shall our abode, make with you by due turn. Only we shall retain the name and all the addition to the king, the sway, revenue, execution of the rest. Beloved sons be yours, which to confirm this coronant part between you.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father and my master followed, as this great patron thought on in my prayers.
The bow is bent and drawn. Make from the shaft.
Let it fall rather, through the fork invade the region of my heart. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wouldst thou do, old man? Thinkest thou that duty shall have dread to speak, when power to flattery bow? To plainness honours bound, when majesty falls to folly, reserve thy state, and in thy best consideration, check this hideous rashness. Answer my life and my judgment. Thy youngest daughter does not love thee least, nor are these empty-hearted, whose low sounds reverb no hollowness.
Kent, on thy life, no more.
My life I held but as a pawn. To wage against thine enemies, never fear to lose it, thy safety being motive.
Out of my sight.
See better, Lear, and let me still remain the true blank of thine eye.
Now by Apollo!
Now by Apollo, king, thou swearest thy gods in vain.
Oh, vassal, miscreant!
Dear sir, forbear.
Kill thy physician, and thy fee bestow upon the foul disease, Revoke thy gift, or whilst I can vent clamor from my throat, I'll tell thee thou dost evil.
Hear me, recreant. On thine allegiance hear me, that thou hast sought to make us break our vows, which we durst never yet, and which strained pride to come betwixt our sentence and our power, which not nor our nature nor our place can bear. Our potency make good, take thy reward. 5 days we do allot thee for provision, to shield thee from disasters of the world. And on the 6th, to turn my hated back upon our kingdom. If on the 10th day following thy banished trunk be found in our dominions, the moment is thy death away by Jupiter, this shall not be revoked.
Fare thee well, king. Sith thus thou wilt appear, freedom lives hence, and banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, that justly thinkest and has most rightly said. And your large speeches may your deeds approve, that good effects may spring from words of love. Thus Kent, O princes, bids you all adieu. He'll shape his old course in a country new.
Here is France and Burgundy, my lord.
My lord of Burgundy, we first address towards you, who with this king hath rivaled for our daughter. What in the least will you require in present dower with her, or cease your quest of love?
Most royal majesty, I crave no more than hath your highness offered, nor will you tender less.
Right, noble Burgundy, when she was dear to us, we did hold her so, but now her price is fallen. Sir, there she stands, with all within that little seeming substance, or all of it, with this pleasure pieced, and nothing more may fitly like your grace. She's there, and she is yours.
I know no answer.
Then leave her, sir, for by power that made me, I tell you all her wealth. For you, great king, I would not from your love make such a stray, to match you where I hate, therefore beseech you, to avert your liking a nor more worthier way than on a wretch whom nature is ashamed, almost to acknowledge hers.
This is most strange, that she whom even but now was your best object, the argument of your praise, balm of your age, the best, the dearest, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous, to dismantle so many folds of favor. Sure, her offense must be of such unnatural degree, that monsters it, or your fore-vouched affection, fall into taint. To believe of her must be faith, that reason without miracle should never plant in me.
I yet beseech your majesty, if for I want that glib and oily art, to speak and purpose not, since what I well intend, I'll do it before I speak, that you make known. It is no vicious blot, murder, or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that hath deprived me of your grace and favor. But even for want of that for which I am richer, a still soliciting eye and such a tongue that I am glad I have not, though not to have it, hath lost me in your liking.
Better thou hast not been born than not have her pleased me better.
Is it but this, a tardiness in nature, which often leaves the history unspoke that it intends to do? My lord of Burgundy, what say you to the lady? Love's not love, when it is mingled with regards that stands aloof from the entire point. Will you have her? She is herself a dowry.
Royal king, give but that portion which yourself proposed, and here I take Cordelia by the hand, Duchess of Burgundy.
Nothing. I have sworn. I am firm.
I am sorry then you have so lost a father that you must lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy, since that respects of fortune are his love, I shall not be his wife.
Fairest Cordelia, thou art more rich being poor, most for choice forsaken, and most love despised. Thee and thy virtues here I seize upon. Be it lawful, I take up what's cast away. Gods, 'tis strange that from their coldest neglect my love should kindle to inflamed respect. thy dowerless daughter king, thrown to my chance, is queen of us, of ours, and of our fair France. Not all the dukes of watchers Burgundy can buy this unprized precious maid of me. Bid them farewell, Cordelia, though unkind. Thou losest here a better where to find.
Thou hast her, France. Let her be thine, for we have no such daughter, nor shall we ever see that face of hers again. Therefore be gone. Without our grace, our love, our benison, come, noble Burgundy.
Bid farewell to your sisters.
The jewels of our father with washed eyes, Cordelia leaves you. I know you what you are, and like a sister, and most loath to all, call. Your faults as they are named, love well our father. To your professed bosoms I commit him. But yet, alas, stood I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe us not to our duty.
Let your study be to content your Lord. He hath received you at fortune's alms. Ye have obedience scanted, and well are worked the want that you have wanted.
Time shall unfold what plighted cunning hides, who covers faults at last with shame derides. Well may you prosper.
Come, my fair Cordelia.
Sister, it is not little I have to say of what most nearly appertains to us both. I think our father will hence tonight.
That's most certain, and with you. Next month, with us.
You see how full of changes his age is. The observation we have made of it hath not been little. He always loved our sister most, and with what poor judgment he hath now cast her off appears too grossly.
'Tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
The best and soundest of his time hath been but rash. Then must we look from his age to receive not alone the imperfections of long and graft condition, but therewithal the unruly waywardness that infirm and choleric years bring with them.
Such unconstrained starts are we like to have from him as this of Kent's banishment.
There is further compliment of leave taking between France and him. Pray you, let us hit together. If our father carry authority with such disposition as he bears, the last surrender of his will but offend us.
We shall further think of it.
We must do something, and in the heat.
Meantime, we shall discuss. Fuck this.
Express. You can just
It's the same thing. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
let me still remain the true blank of thine eye.
Now by Apollo.
Oh, that was me.
Now by Apollo.
Now by Apollo, king, thou swearest thy gods in vain.
Now by a right, noble Burgundy. It's okay. It's okay. Just stay there. It's okay.
So sorry.
No, it's okay. It's the alarm.
Turn it all off.
King Lear's life isn't a downfall. And marker.
Oh yeah, we're rolling.
Oh, we're cool. Then leave her, sir. For by the power that made me, I tell all of her wealth to France. Son of a bitch.
Do you want me to cut?